Hey guys, back again. This time I want to talk about Tomb Raider, the new remake that just came out starring Alicia Vikander. Now I'm going to give you information on my thoughts of the Tomb Raider franchise, in which I have not played any of the games, and I really want to. I think this movie especially made me want to play the games, but Tomb Raider, in the movies, the two Angelina Jolie ones I thought were really fun and really really silly, but in a way where they're immensely entertaining. And Angelina Jolie in those two movies was really good. Just being a Bond type hero, the way she talked, the way she acted, and I really like those movies because they're just so fun and so silly, and they feel very, even though they're very much their time in the 2000s, they really work for me in just being really fun and really zany movies with a really good performance from Angelina Jolie, I think, personally. So I was excited to see this new Tomb Raider movie, and I thought, especially with Alicia Vikander in it, because she, in Ex Machina, was really great, and I think that she's just a great actress overall, even in movies like Jason Bourne, where she's just, you know, like she's this character that's not super well written. Like I thought she was good in that movie, and that movie's not great. And I thought that made me more excited because she's a great actress and beautiful, and I really want to see her in more things. And I was so excited to see that she was in this. So going into the movie, I had a lot of expectations. I thought this is going to be probably a fun video game movie that hopefully does not follow the trend of shitty video game movies. And in my opinion, I haven't seen every video game movie adaptation, but in my opinion, I think this is probably one of the best video game movies like ever. And I think that it's not a great movie. Like it's not a fantastic movie, but it's such an for a video game movie, this is really top notch. And of course has things that don't make it a great movie. It's a good movie, but it's not great. But for me personally, it's great in terms of just being a great video game movie in terms of quality that we have had with video game movies thus far. And I was really excited watching it with Alicia Vikander in her performance because she, like Angelina Jolie, really elevates this material and really makes the movie hers. And I think that she, again, is really fantastic in this movie. She really gives such a kind of raw performance in terms of the writing is not that great, but she gives a really raw performance, and I really cared so much for her just because of how great of an actress she is that she can upscale this material, and she really worked on a lot of levels, and I thought that she really carried the movie, and I thought it was a great choice to have her in the movie. And everybody else is pretty good too. Like it's like everybody else is fine, but I think she's the big one that really carries the movie. And I like to have each Tomb Raider movie, even though this is in a different continuity. I like how each one of them has different storylines, and this one is about finding the secret area from the Japanese demon Himiko, I think, and how then they try to find something about that thing, and I don't want to really spoil it and say what it is, but I mean it's pretty obvious though. The movie too is pretty cliched. Like it's a cliched movie where you know what's gonna happen, you know how it's gonna end, you know how it's gonna start, you know this character is going to rise up and become this what she is in the other movies, like how she becomes something like that iteration. So this really felt like an origin story, whereas in the other one it wasn't. It was just she was already this badass character in the Angelina Jolie ones. And in this one, she had to build herself up to it, and that makes it cliched, but it makes with the great performance from her and the fine acting, and I felt like it just elevated it more, even though it is a very cliched movie and it has not great writing. But besides the great performance, I thought it was way better done than usual video game movies because I felt like the movie was coherent enough with everything. Like it had some dumb jokes in it, but it felt like it felt way more coherent than a lot more other movies, like say Assassin's Creed that just came out last year, which I could not stand. But I felt way more ambitious than that. It felt like it, even though it has not great writing and the story's cliched, it felt way more ambitious in terms of these actors wanted to be like make a good movie. Like they, despite the writing, like Alicia Vikander wanted to make this great, and I love her in this movie. And I think that the story is fine. It's cliched, but it's fine. It's got a lot of Indiana Jones things, which I mean, it makes sense because how can you outdo one of the greatest movies like Indiana Jones? Where like this is a similar movie. It's hard to not replicate that. So I get what they're trying to do, and I think the Tomb Raider games are probably similar to the Indiana Jones films anyways. So I feel like it's like they couldn't find anything else to do, so I understand using that, but it's lazy. But like I said, I think that this is a really fun video game movie. I think it, in terms of ambition, in terms of the acting, especially from the main character, I thought that it really sold me and it was really entertaining and it really surprised me on a lot of levels, just in terms of how it's trying to be more ambitious than a typical video game movie in a way, with just the performances and the movie, besides it being cliched, it felt like it was a better made movie. Just how it was filmed, how it was shot, the cuts, like it felt like it didn't feel like it was incoherent with everything else in the movie. So overall, I thought Tomb Raider 2018, I liked it more than the Angelina Jolie ones, even though I thought those are really fun and awesome as well. But I thought this was a better made movie. So overall, this is an awesome video game movie, and I'm glad I saw it.